Now, I'm just going to leave it up to them. Okay,
Yeah, exactly.
They're going to have to figure it out a
True.
generation
Facts.
before, whenever that happens. But it was pandemonium I'm telling you, for a good 2 minutes where these guys, you have to give the local police, Hartford or Cromwell police, because they were Johnny on the spot. These people, protesters, whatever they were, coming from a few different angles. It wasn't just one cat you had to run down. They were everywhere. And then they sprayed paint, did some other stuff. And the next thing you know, I'm like, oh, and Tom,
one cop looked like Dick Butkus.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, took that dude down hard.
Yes. And one guy tweeted out, Lawrence Taylor came out of retirement to take this guy down, and basically is what it was. So think of some of the crazier things you've seen, if it's a live event or just stuff that you've seen, because we can go back to the Malice in the Palace. We can go back to the big Miami FIU fight.
Yeah.
Shoot, we can come up with a handful of those.
I was part of it.
Yeah, and that was pandemonium because it took a heck of a
Right, now that was pandemonium.
Well, yeah, but you got to get what I'm saying. In other words, this was quickly neutralized, and that was a full-on fight.
That was players with their helmets off swinging them at each other.
Yeah.
True. Yeah. I was in a conundrum.
Yeah.
Because I know to protect my players.
Protect the youth.
Or protect the youth.
But just to kind of put it in the pandemonium category, this is much more serious than Matt's theory of a shiv that has never happened yet. Okay, so
allegedly it hasn't happened.
This one has happened, and it just kind of struck me that Scotty Scheffler saw one guy run on to the green onto 18, and he saw a policeman, and he's so chill. This guy, is just so chill. It wasn't but 5 weeks ago, that he had police hauling him off. And he didn't freak out or anything. He just kind of kept walking away.
Right, because a small part of him was thinking, are they here for me?
Are they coming after? And then he turned around and he realized there's more than just one guy on this golf course. And then Tom Kim, same thing. They start to look around and they're like, are there any more coming? It was almost like The Walking Dead. They were coming out of this huge gallery, huge throng of fans. So if you can think of some of those that you've seen, just bizarre incidents in the world of sports.
But honestly, think about you. Would you have been any different? You'd have been the same way as him. You'd have been like, what?
Oh, yeah. There was
you
that
wouldn't
moment.
Freaked out. You'd have just been like, what the hell's going on?
Right. There's that moment where, but these guys, they got close. When we've seen guys jump onto fields, we usually see them because we're in the stands. These guys were on the green, and they were coming right out.
I'm surprised it doesn't happen more in golf, to be quite honest with you. Because, I just saw that crowd.
Yeah,
I saw that crowd, and they're close to the. They're within yards of the golfers, so I'm surprised no more guys run up on the green and do stuff like that.
And apparently, they had staged some protests in other areas on the golf course, so I think that's why they had such a quick response. Is they were ready. They were anticipating maybe one more thing could happen because some of these activists were out there. All right, so just let us know. 641-1010. You can hit the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures. Like you said, you can go on YouTube. You can search 1010XL, stream us live. You can always catch the show that way. We appreciate it when you log on and check us out. That's for sure. A Mokama Beer Company Monday. We're going to look back at the weekend. You got Aaron Judge just knocking the cover off the baseball, Braves and Yankees. A good series there, so we'll take a look at MLB. But then also we'll drill down on some NFL talk. And begin with what we always look forward to, Matt, is trying to figure out what teams, what the opinion of teams in the offseason and how much has it changed versus what you saw at the end of last year. Well, it should change.
Well, with some, it's changed drastically.
Well, yeah, it should change because either what your opinion was at the end of last year made you, in other words, you devalued a team or you upped the opinion of a team, and then you go through a draft and you go through a free agency and you see what players are lost, you see what players are signed. So you should feel like you got an idea of what this team's going to be. But these opinions, these power rankings in the offseason for the NFL, they are far and wide. They're wide ranging all over the place.
Right, but this one's unique.
Yeah.
This one from Pro Football Talk is it's very interesting, especially if you're living in this city. So Mike Florio, who's the publisher and editor of Pro Football Talk, he has out his top 32, his Powerball, basically.
Yeah.
And he's got the Jags. You know what? Let's just do it by let's do it by what? Top 5, top 10, top 15.
Yeah, where you think that they would be.
Yeah, where you think they would be. Let's do that. Where do you think they would be?
Mm-hmm.
You?
I would put them if I'm picking the Jaguars with a 9-8 record and losing Calvin Ridley, but going out and drafting a wide receiver in the first round, and I start thinking about what the other AFC South teams did, like what Houston did, signing the guys that they did and basically taking over the division. I'd put them middle of the pack. I am in the middle of the pack mindset right now.
13, 14, somewhere around there?
I'd probably go 16 or 17.
I'll go 15.
Yeah.
Really? 16 or 17?
Look,
Interesting.
even though they're a 9-8 squad, I'm putting them outside the top 12, and then I got to define where I want to drop them in. So middle of the pack is kind of where I'm at.
That's wow.
Well,
A 9-8 team that was really had control.
Yeah, but they lost
and then
five
just
of the
imploded.
And I guess the point is they lost 5 of the last 6. So my opinion changed from D1 to mid-January, where I said, "Gosh, man."
So let me just give you some teams ahead of the Jaguars and
Okay.
Mike Florio's
All right.
initial power poll, pre-training camp power poll.
Mm-hmm.
The Falcons with brand new quarterback Kirk Cousins, who may or may not be healthy.
It's
Ahead?
overreaction. Kirk Cousins, yeah.
All right, hang on. I'm moving.
Ahead of the
Michael
Jaguars.
Penix.
Hang on, I'm going to
That's-
give you some more now. You
All
ready?
right. Yeah.
The Colts with Anthony Richardson, who's played how many games in the NFL? 2.5, 3.5?
Yeah. That's
many?
nonsense.
He's
Yeah,
played
it's like-
3.5 games?
It's like 3.5, yeah.
Oh, wow. I know you got hurt.
About a
early.
month.
This one's going to hurt
About a
you.
month? Okay.
This one's going to hurt you guys right now.
The Colts already hurt.
Taylor
me,
Dahl
which-
may be happy about this, but this is going to hurt you guys. The Bears.
Ahead.
Clear overreaction.
The Bears.
Caleb Williams effect. That's all that is.
He has a comment after every one, okay?
Mhm.
The Bears says the defense is solid, which I'm all right with,
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah.
and the offense is greatly improved.
How? How do you know?
That's based upon that the wide receiver acquisitions that they got over.
Yeah, it's
gotta be.
It's
Caleb
based upon
and,
Roman Caleb is what it is.
Yeah, Roland Caleb.
It's the Caleb and Rome show.
Who else went there from the Chargers?
Mike Williams.
Mike Williams.
Mhm.
Did he go there? I thought it was the other guy.
Mike Williams?
No, it was the other one.
Keenan Allen?
Keenan Allen. Yeah, he went
Okay.
there.
Anyway, the Bears
The Bears over the Jags.
over the Jags.
Well, a rookie quarterback is one of the greater unknowns. I think we would all agree on that. Every rookie quarterback doesn't roll out and have an unbelievable year. A few do. We know that. We've been talking a bunch about C.J. Stroud this offseason because of the year he had. But making that assumption.
you want some more?
And you know what? They may be thinking, Florio may be thinking the old addition by subtraction, taking Justin Fields out and putting Caleb Williams in. They still need a line to block for whoever.
I agree.
You want more?
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell me what the Texans
Do you
are.
really want more? Well, you know the Texans are ahead of them.
All right. So
I know
right
the
now,
Texans.
The Texans are a full, this is going to give you an idea of where your Jags are a full 10 spots ahead of the Jaguars.
Okay.
That's
ridiculous.
That's outrageous.
That is
The
outrageous.
Texans, Texans, by the way, one game better than the Jags and won the division just because the Jags completely imploded.
Yeah, that was
Right?
it.
Mhm.
How will they perform as a team that no one will take for granted? Which could have been said the exact same thing said
Yeah.
for this franchise last year.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They are literally the doppelganger of the Jaguars from last year. The
Mhm.
Texans are.
Yeah, they are the team that went from worst to first, took the division. Yeah. All right, so I don't mind having
Want more?
All right, well, hang on now. I don't mind having them ahead of Jacksonville because of what happened. But right now, I'm just trying to keep score here.
10 spots ahead?
No. I'm just saying I would put them ahead. That's all I'm saying right now. But just help me out. You had the Falcons, the Bears, the Colts. Those are 3 teams I would have. There's no way they
Right.
should be ahead of Jacksonville.
Right.
All right, who else did we have?
So you got the Falcons, the Colts, the Bears, and I told you about the Texans, where they are.
Mhm.
You want more?
Yeah, I'm going to go three out of 4. I'm
I'm
totally
going to
disagreeing
give you a
with.
team in his top 10. You ready for this?
Mhm.
The Bucks.
Bucks.
Mike Florio is
The
high.
Bucks.
He has to be.
He's high.
It is.
You want the comment?
Yeah.
Yeah, please.
The comment. For some reason, they still aren't being taken seriously. They should be.
Brilliant. Look, Baker baked out of the end of the season something good enough for them not to. This is what we all talk about, how desperate teams are for quarterbacks. And they didn't want to let go of Baker. They didn't pay him a $50 million deal like some of these others, but they made sure they kept him in that, what was it, $25, $30 million range. He got paid cake. But that's how desperate teams are. And I appreciated what Baker did down the stretch, but Baker maybe got a contract off of what he did against this team down there.
Yeah,
That's fair, yeah.
You can argue that because they needed that win to stay in the playoff hunt.
Mm-hmm.
You want more?
Yeah.
Yeah, bring it on.
Here's a team that's 6 spots ahead of the Jaguars.
I'm sure the Jets are up there somewhere.
6 spots ahead. You ready for this? Team that's added 2 quarterbacks, both that nobody wanted.
Got the Steelers.
Steelers.
Got to be kidding me. A team we beat
Now look,
on the road.
yeah. Some of these.
You want the comment?
Yes.
Yeah,
please.
They blew up the depth chart at the quarterback position, dumping 2022 first-rounder Kenny Pickett along the way. That alone will make them better in 2024. Why? Because they've added Russ and Justin Fields, who got let go by both were let go by the teams that didn't want him.
Yeah, it's another example of just basically saying I'm gonna justify what I think and not give you any real meat and potatoes to it. Because if you think about it, this still might be the old addition by subtraction that he's thinking about. But the quarterback position up there, you can't tell me right now that it's guaranteed to be better.
Yeah, no. It's called off-season overreaction. Overreaction in the offseason.
I'll give you one more.
Oh,
one more. And the only reason I say this, I mean, you could make an argument that they could be ahead of the Jaguars. I wouldn't put them ahead of the Jaguars. You can certainly make the argument, but they sure as hell are in 8 spots better than this team. Mm-hmm. The Browns.
The one that I fight this because I think when we did something similar to this, I don't know, a month or so ago coming out of the draft and free agency and everything, I felt like the Jaguars were better than the Cleveland Browns. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people clapped back and said, wait a dang minute, take a look at that defense that they've got. Myles Garrett and company, they got so many special players on that side of the ball. They do have a pretty dang good offensive line. And if pops in, if Deshaun Watson is healthy, well, he's coming back from a fairly significant shoulder injury.
True. But you know who was to blame for all this? Jacksonville. They can look at themselves straight in the mirror.
That was my next point.
You had every opportunity against these teams where you should have won. Yeah, you shouldn't have imploded the way you imploded. They wouldn't be sitting where they are right now.
My next point is this. I'm going to tell you where they are, and I'm going to say something that's got to hit home with everybody in that flipping roster and everybody in that building over there. They're at 20. Okay? 20.
They're 20.
Now, if you think Trevor Lawrence has heard enough this offseason about how poor he played last year, if I'm the Jaguar staff, and I know these grown men and, allegedly they don't get upset by stuff like this, I'm printing this out, man. I'm putting this in everybody's locker and saying, look at what these people think of you, man. This is what everyone thinks of you, that you're the 20th best team out of 36 in this league. When, quite frankly, if you're just going down the roster, they might have like a top 12 roster in the league.
Well, it's got
I don't think we need any more press clippings, Matt.
Yeah. Well, no, listen, I only think
something to motivate them.
You don't even have to do that, man. All you got to do is show them where the Texans are at. That should be motivation enough.
Yeah.
Because this division was supposed to be ours for the next 5-10 years.
Yeah.
Bro, the Falcons ahead of you, it's got to be motivation. Yeah. The Colts.
Yeah.
Bears.
I would be more infuriated about the fact that they got the Colts and the Texans in front of us when basically us losing gave them the division.
Boy, but you are correct. The Hunger Games begin with beating the Texans.
Absolutely.
That's where it's at. All right, so let us know, 641-1010, where you would have them. Realistically, all right? You're a Jaguar fan, all of Duval, I'm sure, that listens to us. Most of you are dialed into the teal and black, but where would you put them? And how much do you disagree? How much more do you hate Mike Florio now? Because Florio definitely has some good hate coming his way from good old Calford, that's for sure. All right, it is a Mocama Beer Company Monday. You can visit them any day of the week to enjoy some delicious coffee. They got the tap room open right there on South 8th, Tuesday through Sunday, serving up the great craft. And you're talking about all the stuff that you would enjoy with a local brew. Pilsners, stouts, sours, fruited, IPAs. You know I love them. Lagers, you name it, they've got it. So make sure you check out Mocama Beer Company on South 8th in Fernandina and Wildlight, their brand new location up there. So we'll get to that Jaguar theme, some of your reaction. Get on YouTube. Tell us where you think they should be as far as a preseason power rank, or on the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures at 641-1010. We got some college football to talk about coming up next, too.
Cruising with XL Primetime in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios on 1010XL. In times of old, the world was full of wonder and magic. But Times change. Get your wonder and magic on 1010XL.
Did you know you can charge the all-new Honda Electric Prologue in the same receptacle as your phone? You don't need these special charging stations at your home. Simply plug in your Honda or your phone. See your local Honda dealer now. We're electrified.
Save money while beautifying your home with Renewal by Andersen with energy-efficient, custom-built replacement windows and doors. Their exclusive Fibrex product is chic, tough, easy to maintain, and twice as strong as vinyl. Right now, buy one window or patio door and get one 40% off. Plus, no money down, no payments, and no interest for 1 year. But restrictions apply. Renewal by Andersen, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit rbafla.com for details.
License number CGC 1527613.
Duck Rooter is the only master septic contractor in Northeast Florida, and we want to help you protect your septic system. Think about this. What would happen to your car if you never change the oil? Septic systems are no different and should be pumped at least every 3 years. Lack of maintenance is the #1 reason for septic system failure. Call Duck Rooter Plumbing and Septic Services today to schedule your pumping.
When you're stuck, call the Duck. 904-862-6769.
Hello, I'm Malcolm Anthony. I've been practicing criminal defense law for over 40 years. It's what I love to do, it's what I do well. Stay out of trouble, but if you don't, call me, Malcolm Anthony, at 2854-LAW. 2854-LAW for Malcolm Anthony.
At Charmin, we heard you shouldn't talk about going to the bathroom in public, so we decided to sing about it.
When you're rolling Charmin Ultra Soft on the potty, less is more, so roll it back, everybody. Charmin's irresistibly soft and hella nice. The grip is always soft. It's our party vibe. So our cheeks feel fly. So everybody wanna touch the sky.
Charmin Ultra Soft is irresistibly soft and more absorbent, so you can use less. Enjoy the go with Charmin.
Fish are good at hiding. Captain Kevin can help you find them.
Oh, yeah, that's a big one.
Find more fish on the Ring Power Fishing Forecast Show.
Thursday nights at 6.
Brought to you by Awaken 180 Weight Loss on 1010XL AM.
Imagine waking up this time next week and being 100% debt-free from credit cards, car loans, and personal loans. Hey, Prosser here. Loan Pronto's Equity Express line of credit can make it happen. Homeowners are turning their home equity into cash almost instantly. With Loan Pronto's AI-based system, you can get approval in about 10 minutes with almost no documentation, no appraisal, and no hassle. You can get hundreds of thousands of dollars out of your home. Use that money to pay off all your other loans. The average homeowner saves over $850 a month doing this. Listen, your home value's way up. You can use that to wipe out all those credit cards. Get some money for a home improvement. Literally, hundreds of thousands are at your fingertips, and approval is just minutes away. So call now, 904-999-1508. 904-999-1508, or go to loanpronto.com. NMLS 1661781, subject to lender approval, equal housing lender.
I have done in my career literally thousands of joint replacements.
Meet Dr. Mitchell Scheinkup, National Medical Director at QC Kinetics, an acclaimed orthopedic surgeon who now advises patients try all they can do to avoid the knife and consider regenerative medicine.
I myself was able to continue skiing for 10 years after my knees started to be a problem because I accessed regenerative medicine.
Now, after 20 years of study, research, teaching, publications, and clinical experience, Dr. Scheinkup is regarded as one of America's true pioneers.
This is the future of medicine.
Dr. Scheinkup came to QC Kinetics after seeing what they were doing around the country, helping tens of thousands of patients get lasting relief from joint pain with no surgery and no drugs.
QC is so far ahead of the game in its science, its protocols, its people, its facilities.
Call now for your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 904-274-5522. That's 904-274-5522. 904-274-5522.
Hi, this is Dave Barker. Multi-unit hair grafting is now available at IHRS and can give you 3 times more hair in one procedure over a traditional hair transplant.
Multi-unit hair grafting gave me more hair in one procedure and within my budget.
You can grow your hair back with this exclusive new procedure. Call for a free evaluation. Call IHRS 904-777-IHRS 777-IHRS 777-4477.
Matt Hayes here from Leonard Truck Outfitters. The Southeast's biggest truck accessory and trailer company is opening their newest location on Beach Boulevard. Truck accessories, trailers, or commercial uplifts, they've got you covered. From Real Truck, UWS, Weather Guard, carry-on trailers, and much more. Join us for our grand opening on June 28th, starting at noon. XL Primetime will be there live from 2 to 4 with special promotions and giveaways, even a free golf cart. That's June 28th. Don't forget about our other location on Blanding Boulevard.
International soccer returns this summer. Don't miss Premier League clubs, Wolves and West Ham in Jacksonville for the Stateside Cup, July 27th at Everbank Stadium. Tickets as low as $35 at statesidecup.com.
Men suffering from ED or PE, see instant results on your first visit at Prime Men's Medical Center. For a limited time, your initial consultation and first treatment are totally free. Call 904-664-8217, 904-664-8217.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. It's Mocama Monday on XL Primetime. Head to the tap room at Fernandina Beach every day that ends with Y and enjoy some Mocama.
Hanging out on a beautiful Monday. It is XL Primetime. Joe C., Matt Hayes, Big Leon Searcy, RJ Saunders with the softer vibe. I'm telling you, he's just...
It's Isley Brothers, baby.
It's just nothing but chill.
In between the sheets, baby.
Now, will this football team, your Jacksonville Jaguars, all of Duval asking you, will they be chill once we get into the season? Can they handle it? Now they have gone from the hunted to once again being the hunter. They have to come from behind to retake the AFC South. Can they do it? When you start taking a look at power rankings, there's 1,000 different power rankings out there with a lot of different criteria. You can take a look at who they lost, who they signed, who they drafted, all that type of stuff. What is it going to take to unseat the team at the top? That's really what it boils down to. And then you got the Trevor Lawrence part of this, that T-Law, if you want to talk about Hunger Games that you mentioned earlier, Leon, he's got to be about as hungry as anybody right now to prove people wrong. Yes, he got paid. He said the money was always going to be there, which I totally agree with. It's a matter of him correcting the mistakes and being a better full-on dog when he goes out there and lines up.
Last year going into this season, the opinion of Trevor Lawrence is that he was going to be the next MVP. He was going to lead this team to a championship. They were going to be the team that's going to ultimately dethrone the Kansas City Chiefs. And this year now, he's lost a bit of his shine. More people are questioning him. More people are saying, is the contract necessary now and all that kind of stuff. So he's in a situation right now where although he's gotten paid, he's got a little chip on his shoulder. I will have one. Yeah. Because last year it was indifferent. Everybody we were all in on Trevor. Last year, a lot of things happened. He got hurt, offensive line. They imploded towards the end. So there are a lot more questions than answers as far as Trevor Lawrence goes. But man, listen, all he's got to do is be a better version of himself. Yeah. And this team wins. And the offensive line protects him. Listen, it's not just about Trevor. Everybody's got to play their part to make Trevor look good. All right? That's not a one-man band. Everybody got to play the instruments.
I think it's a good way to put it because he ain't the team, all right? Trevor Lawrence is one. He's not 11 other guys. He's not defense at all. So you got 10 other guys on offense, 11 other guys on defense. All these guys got to come through. All the depth has to come through. But to your point,
y'all keep telling yourself that, okay?
Well, what, you don't think it's just you think it's the quarterback? Don't
No,
you?
I think the majority of it is him. He's got to play better. If he plays better, I think they play much better as a team.
But it's just so funny how we assign blame or credit just to the quarterback.
No, I'm not. I'm actually not assigning blame and or credit. I just think the position itself demands that you have to play at a high level for a team to be successful, to win the division, to get in the tournament, and to try and make a run in the tournament.
Right,
so that's kind of what I mean by that.
But I'll ask a dumb question. I'll take these power rankings, and you got, at least Mike Florio's got them ranked 20th.
Right.
If you're just doing it off the quarterback, is Trevor the 20th best quarterback in the National Football League? My answer to that is no.
No, but I think he's like a lot of others nationally who believe Trevor has taken a significant regression.
Yeah. He took some hits in terms of how people view him with the number of turnovers and the way They finished the season. He was hurt. My only point to that is that if you would not look at him as the 20th best quarterback.
No, I absolutely
At least most people wouldn't.
No.
So that means they're looking at the overall team. They couldn't get a first down when they needed it. They couldn't stop a third down when they needed it. They couldn't run the football. They had guys either running wrong routes or dealing with drops. They had a defense that just flat out started to give up big play after big play after big play, breathing life into old men like Joe Flacco and backups like Browning. And so those things happened. That's why this football team sucked the way they did down the stretch. So they've got to, every one of them's got to change the opinion of the people on the outside.
I agree. They do. All right. I mean, listen, you got first and foremost, when the season over, you got to do a self-evaluation of yourself. Be honest with yourself. And this team down the stretch did not play championship football. Hell, they didn't play playoff football. I mean, that's the reason why they were home at 9-8. So, I mean, this team has got to do a better job, start and finish. All right, and starting off at 8-3 was good, but we talked about that at 8-3. That was fool's gold. They didn't play well in a lot of those games that they came away with, but they still won. But down the stretch, in November, December, if you're not playing playoff football, then you're going to be home, sitting home, in which they were.
Yeah, I said it earlier in the last segment. I said where I think everybody in that team should be looking at where Pro Football Talk, and it's not just Pro Football Talk singularly, because it's more than just Pro Football Talk. I think the general consensus right now is this team is not anywhere near what they were coming in from the 2022 season going into 2023.
Right.
So again, I think it's all based on the play of Trevor Lawrence. I honestly do, because again, it's a quarterback-driven league. The quarterback position itself is the most important position in any sport. It just is. There's no other way to look at it. So I'm not really assigning blame, and I'm not really assigning criticism. It's just it's what it is. If they don't get better play from that position, they're not going to be a team that's going to win the division. They're not going to be a team that gets in the playoff. And I'm sure Trevor knows that. I'm sure Trevor's been told it many times by many different people in the offseason, including himself when he looks in the mirror.
Yeah.
So if he plays well, I think the rest of that team will play well.
Well, here's one.
I should say this: if he plays well, the margin for error for the rest of that team will get a lot larger.
Yeah.
A lot larger.
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it. And he'll pull them along, because if he's leading the way they would like to see him lead, with results and with basically challenging other guys, you're going to get it. All right, here's one off the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures, and I'll just take a couple of little snippets out of this one. In a very competitive league, they're 16th or 17th overall. I hope they prove me wrong, but that's the real deal. They got to prove it, including Mr. $275 million. The Texans didn't just run it back. They made significant additions and have sustainable culture. That's what you're battling.
Yeah.
Okay, they're looking at them as the darlings.
See, that's what's going to happen when the Jaguars lose. It's going to be Mr. $275 million lost again.
Yeah.
And that's what you sign up for. I mean, you sign up to get the money and take all the criticism. But
that's why when you open your Chase app and you see the huge deposit.
Yeah,
it's what it's all about, man.
Yeah, it is.
You're taking those arrows now, man.
You got to.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't have any choice. I mean, Mr. $275 million. I swear that's going to be a keynote phrase every time Trevor has a bad game and they lose. That's going to be it.
So let's look. This is also why my point about how the quarterback is so important. Let's look at the 19 teams in front of them, and we'll do roster checks. Okay, do they have a better roster than the Falcons? Of course,
I have no question saying they're better than the teams we named.
Better roster than the Colts? Yes.
Yeah.
Better roster than the Bears? Yes. The Cowboys at 16. Better roster than the Cowboys?
They're right there with them.
Yeah. Neck and neck.
Very similar.
Yeah.
Better roster than the Chargers?
Yeah.
Right now. I think so.
Yeah.
Better roster than the Steelers?
Yeah.
Yes.
I think so.
Better roster than the Rams?
No.
Aaron Donald's gone.
Yeah.
Aaron Donald's gone.
But just think of what they have done, that they've been able to replace guys. I would say they're right there with them.
I get that, but this, and I've never said this about this league, and you are a big guy about this in this league. Their coaching's phenomenal.
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
And Les Snead is phenomenal at gathering talent. He went and got two, I can pull up the numbers, but they're third or fourth round guys that stepped into that defensive line immediately last year and made plays. You know the Puka crush that I got going. And they went out and got him on top of Cooper Kupp coming back.
I get that. I'm saying they have a better roster than Rams.
Yeah.
I think they do. What about the Browns? Better roster than the Browns?
I feel like both sides of the ball, the answer is yes, but they've got a pretty damn good defense.
And their offensive line is way better than ours.
Their defense is really good.
And is way better than ours.
Yeah, and this defense has got to prove to people. Okay,
But they got a huge void at quarterback.
Yeah, but
True.
Okay, they got an injured guy coming back that makes a lot of money.
Even if he's healthy, though, didn't look that good when he was healthy.
He wasn't looking that special. That's for sure.
Well, at the line of scrimmage, who has a better roster between the Jaguars and the Browns?
The lines of scrimmage?
Offensive line, defensive line.
Offensive line. The Browns, obviously. Defensive line.
Browns.
Only because they've got the best defensive lineman other than Chris Jones in the league.
True. No,
because I think this line here in Jacksonville, if Trayvon makes that leap that I think he's going to make, I think he's going to have more sacks than Josh Allen. If he does that, you got a unique situation at that point, and you've got Armstead in there. If Armstead plays 16 full or 17 full, I should say.
But we're talking about now, though. Who has the better?
Now, who has the better? The Browns.
Okay, Browns.
Yeah. All right, so get the Browns. All right,
get the Browns to that.
All right, Dolphins. Who's got the better roster?
Dolphins strong.
do.
Yeah, pretty strong.
Dolphins O-line's kind of
What's our O-line?
Yeah, same thing. No, I'm saying.
I give the edge to Trevor, though, over Tua a little bit. Even though Tua led the league in what, yards?
I think yards per attempt, right?
Yards per attempt, yeah.
That's because he's got the cheat out.
Yeah, these two things are.
That's not his fault.
Yeah, these two things are undeniable. The biggest warts on this football team were the inability to block up front, and only two guys got to the quarterback. Everyone else did not. They took turns with no more than a baker's dozen at getting to the quarterback. Guys that were not named Trayvon or Josh got to the quarterback a total of 13 times. And then look at all the scores that they gave up down the stretch. That's why I say this team's under attack. Trevor's not necessarily.
I get that, but I think you guys also have to take a look at these rosters at a little finer point too. The Dolphins roster is not as good as you guys think it is.
Well, you figure Xavier Howard, definitely one of the guys that they can't count on now. Jalen Ramsey, who knows how happy he's going to be.
There was a point last year they couldn't stop anyone.
Yeah. Well, they didn't beat anybody with a winning record.
Right.
That's why I got Jacksonville going down to South Florida and beating them. But that's a key game early in the year. I'm looking at the skill and I'm looking at the line. And both Tua and Trevor both have performed very, very well at times. All right, off the text line, the Jags being 20 is sad, but teams who are ranked 12th to 15th being ahead of them is insane. That's Derek from Indiana chiming in. Another one I have us way higher than 20, probably 10 or 12th for me. Another says I'd say 15th at least. And another one, the Jags being 20 is certainly one of the kind of prove it motivating things that this team can count on. Use it as fuel. All right. Okay, that's fine. I'm not against that either.
All right, let's keep going. Texans, who's got a better roster?
Well, the fact that they added the guys that they added, Daniil Hunter, Danico Autry, Joe Mixon, Stephon Diggs, along with Nico Collins, along with a decent offensive line, not a great one, but a decent offensive line.
If his injury is, he may not be ready by the beginning of the season, but if he's healthy come playoff push time,
they're right there on par.
I might go with the Texans. I might go with the Texans on that one. All right, the Bucks,
Jacksonville.
Okay, Bengals.
Bengals are pretty good, both sides of the ball. Hendrickson's not happy. Neither is T. Burrow, we don't know how healthy he is, but he certainly is supposed to be back. Dressing like he's dressing these days, he's a pretty confident cat. Same. On par.
And I don't have a problem with any of these other. I'm not going to mention the rest of the teams because I like the Bills, the Eagles, Ravens, the Lions, 49ers, Chiefs. I think that's a no-brainer. One I will say is interesting, the Packers. He has the Packers 6th.
Okay, listen.
In his power poll rating.
Let's put this in there real quick. The Packers turned a major corner last year, and their wide receivers stepped up big time. So did their tight end. And Jordan Love had this ascent of all ascents second half of the season.
Had a fantastic season, yeah.
And so even though they don't have Aaron Jones coming back, and they definitely are a little bit less in that backfield that they can't count on as much as they did on Aaron Jones, but they went out and got.
Or Dylan, neither one of them.
Well, yeah, but Dylan was at least pretty good. Anyway, Josh Jacobs rolls in and puts on a Packers uniform, and he's going to be really, really good with Jordan Love in that passing game. And defensively, pretty good.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
They're not anything they're not anything special.
Well, heck,
you got a couple
Chargers-
good young guys. Quay Walker's going to be a great player in the league, but they're not. I guess my point is you can see where like people see momentum and think, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
This is a team on the rise. Not unlike, by the way, the Jaguars last year.
Yeah, I think it's undeniable when you look at the teams on the rise, young teams like the Green Bay Packers, the Detroit Lions, people are amped up for them because they saw them in the postseason make big plays against big-time teams. I think that's why they're getting all that love. So 6 doesn't shock me for them. I'm sure the Lions are 2, 3, or 4. No, probably 4 or 5, something like that. Where are they at? The Lions.
Probably
Lions
4.
I think. Hang on, let me
Probably 4.
Behind the Chiefs, Niners.
3.
3.
3, and I like that spot actually.
Well, Jacksonville's got to
We've gone over their drafting. We know how well they've drafted the last
exactly.
4 or 5 years.
And that's Les Snead in L.A. It's Brad Holmes in Detroit. Those are the guys that are getting the job done. All right, we will keep it rolling. You guys let us know what you think. Plenty on the text line. We'll get to the MyBookie Digital Studios. All you got to do is go to YouTube and stream 1010XL right there. Check out the whole show. If you missed some of it, just go back and get it right now. We're going to say hello to Mark Carnevale, who was up there on the call with the Travelers Championship when protesters stormed the 18th in Hartford.
You're riding in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios. XL Primetime on 1010XL.
Turn on the radio.
In your car, 92.5 FM and 1010 AM.
Would you like to drive for a while?
In your house, at the beach, on your phone, at the gym, on vacation, out of town.
Well, everyone knows that.
Download our free 1010XL app for all smart devices.
This is Dr. George Bari inviting you to look online at BariOrthopedics.com for the latest in medical advancements when it comes to getting you back to full joint health. After studying under Dr. James Andrews, I know proper diagnosis is the first key to treatment, and educating the patient is the fastest path to recovery. Whether it's chronic back pain, nagging arthritis, or necessary joint replacement, we're here to serve you in the best possible way. We are Bari Orthopedics, and online at BariOrthopedics.com.
Find out more at BariOrthopedics.com. That's BAHRI Orthopedics.com.
Are you 18 years or older, just got married, just got divorced, or have children? Listen up. Have you done your last will and estate planning? You have questions? Call Matt Hinson with the Hinson Law Firm. Reach him at 527-1700. Office is Jacksonville, Florida. And don't let the state decide your fate.
Did you know a metal roof from Prime Roofing has the highest wind and impact ratings available? If you want a stronger roof, think metal. Think Prime Roofing. Learn more at primeroofingfl.com. That's primeroofingfl.com.
Expert Automotive is ready to keep you cool this summer. Right now, get an AC inspection or a system cooling checkup. Your choice for only $19.99. Their gift to you this summer is $50 off any service and a free tire rotation with any service. Their ASE certified technicians can keep your car cool without breaking the bank this summer. Call them at 374-3373 to get an appointment today. Expert Automotive. They never sell greed, only what you need.
Nothing has a 10-year warranty except for a new AC unit from Vons. VONS. Vons Amazing 10. This is legit. A full 10-year warranty. It covers parts, labor, and refrigerant. That's an unmatched commitment they make to their customers, while others will charge extra for weekend and same-day emergencies. Not at Vons. No extra charges. Just great service when you need it, whether your unit needs to be repaired or replaced. Remember, if your AC won't turn on, just call Vons.
This Date in Sports History is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On June 24, 1979, future all-time leader in stolen bases, Rickey Henderson made his major league debut for the Oakland A's, stealing his first base.
Hey, it's Matt Hayes. Summer's here, so let's talk about something sizzling, making a Bacon 180 with a Waken 180. Imagine dropping pounds while still enjoying that crisp, savory goodness. Well, it's on the menu at Awaken 180, and one of the many reasons I lost 40 pounds in 9 weeks on Awaken 180 weight loss. I did it all while still enjoying so many of my favorite foods. The difference is my coach showed me how to enjoy those foods the right way. Chicken, steak, pork, lobster, they're all on the menu. Awaken 180 caters to any diet or taste profile, vegetarian, vegan, omnivore, even flexitarian. I'm not kidding. That's a thing. They're all covered. The bottom line, if you want to lose weight fast and safe and keep it off with lifetime coaching, then make your own Bacon 180 with Awaken 180. Do what I did, Mike Dempsey and Hacker, and more than 21,000 others online at Awaken180weightloss.com. That's Awaken180weightloss.com.
Frank Frangie here for Stanley Pools. You know, pool design has come a long way, and if your pool is outdated, Stanley Pools specializes in bringing older pools up to date for the whole family to enjoy. That's why I did it a few years ago, and man, I love the way my pool looks now after we added travertine pavers and so much else. Stanley Pools has been serving our community since 1988, so call them today at 269-7277 or find them online at stanleypoolsfl.com. That's Stanley Pools, a family tradition of fine swimming pools.
Navy Mutual was created by service members for service members, so we know what it means to serve. Our policies have no active duty service restrictions, so you can rest assured that you're covered no matter your duty station, home or abroad. To go even further, we promise that premiums will not be higher for those who serve in dangerous environments, including aviation, diving, or on deployments. Let us help you protect those you love the most. Learn more at NavyMutual.org.
Hey everybody, Mike Dempsey here for Dandy Foods. Dandy subs and sandwiches. Look, we always want you to think about those great options as you're driving around Duval. But the beauty is, even as I'm dropping pounds, Dandy's got great options for me as well. Told you all about their protein packs, delicious salads that they have out there. They have fruit cups for on the go. You know what they have. Veggie snack trays. You can grab those on the go as well. Perfect, healthy snack. Dandy is the name to know when you're on the go. So stop into a Gates store anywhere around Duval and make yours a dandy. And do it today.
Pross, I'm thinking about changing my name.
Again? You're already the media mogul, the straw that stirs the drink, the Duke of Pablo Bay. Now what?
Refer to me as Dreamfinders Danny Hicken.
What in the blazes? Is this a cash grab?
No, it's just that I believe so much in Dreamfinders Homes. 20 locations in Northeast Florida. Official home builder of Jags and Gators. Great opportunity for first-time homeowners.
All right. Dreamfinders Danny it is.
Did I mention the lowest interest rates you can find? Visit DreamfindersHomes.com. Now let Dreamfinders Danny celebrate through the majesty of song. Dreamfinders, I believe they will build your home just right.
1010XL is presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Let's ring up another guest on the All-Pro Roofing phone line.
Yeah, it was definitely a bit weird. You know, I saw one person out of the corner of my eye, and then I saw about 5 police officers sprinting around. And from my point of view, they got it taken care of pretty dang fast. And so we were very grateful for that. It seemed to go by really quickly to us, but you know, when something like that happens, you don't really know what's happening. So it can kind of rattle you a little bit just because there's people running around the green and there's police officers running around the green, and you don't know if they're peaceful. You don't know what they're doing. You have no idea what's going on, and so it can be a bit stressful. But fortunately, I was out there, and you could kind of see me and Akshay talking to each other for a minute, me and Tom talking to each other for a minute, just basically trying to calm down. You know, that can be a stressful situation, and you would hate for the tournament to end on something weird happening because of a situation like that. And so I felt like Tom and I both tried to calm each other down so we could, you know, give it our best shot there on 18.
It was nuts. That was not Scotty Scheffler's comment after the police from Louisville, okay? That was after the police from Cromwell, Connecticut, took care of business yesterday up at the Travelers. Let's talk to a guy who was up there on the call, our man, Mark Carnival, part of SiriusXM PGA Tour Radio. Carney, how are you, man?
I'm good. I'm just trying to figure out what this country and this world has come to. It was bizarre.
Well, the way we set it up earlier, Carney, is that it's one thing to have one hooligan jump out there and take off running and do something dumb or whatever, but then they started coming from a lot of different directions, and that's Scotty's comment right there was it had to be surreal for him and Kim and the other ones.
Well, how about the 30,000 people that were around there, if not more than that?
Yeah.
I remember I was left of the green up on a hill where the players and everybody walk off after they're done. I was following Scotty. Actually, I had Scotty and Akshay in that last group. Doug Bell had Tom Kim. And I'm on the hill, and all of a sudden I see this guy come out of the crowd on the other side, and he's holding this thing, and there's red smoke coming over. And he just starts running into the bunker that's right of the green. And then everything was focused on that. And as everybody was looking at that, then these 4 or 5 other people just came out of nowhere. And, you know, they just started doing stuff. And I tell you what, every one of them looked like they were stoned to the bejesus. I mean, they just, they were, I mean, their eyes were like rolled back up in their heads. And they were like, because they basically took all of them right by me up on that hill.
We're doing it, man.
Not if there's anything wrong with that, Carney.
They were wearing this shirt, no golf on a dead planet. I mean, I don't, yet they're throwing who knows what all over the freaking ground. I don't get it. It was bizarre. And, of course, afterwards, I mean, the fact that Tom Kim was able to go ahead and make that putt to force the playoff, was pretty amazing. Akshay was out of it by that point. But I wanted to ask, I thought better of it, but I really wanted to ask him. I said, so you've won a couple tournaments now, but you've had two other pretty big experiences. What are your thoughts about? I mean, I wanted to ask him a question about that, but it wasn't the time. He was sitting there holding his kid, and it was just, I don't know. I could say I've seen it all, and I've seen it all.
Just another typical golf tournament, Carney. Carnage and chaos. Nothing like it, bro.
It's unbelievable.
Absolutely.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry,
No. You're absolutely unbelievable. I'm surprised. I was talking to Joe about this earlier. I mean, because there's a certain etiquette that's involved in golf, and then everybody is supposed to behave themselves. So I'm surprised more stuff like this doesn't happen because the guys are so close to the golfers.
Yeah, I mean, it is the closest fans can get, I think, pretty much to any, bigger professional sport that's out there. And you're right. I mean, it's surprised more stuff doesn't happen, but the PGA Tour security and these, the police that they hire every tournament to walk with these guys, I mean, they do an unbelievable job. And I had to laugh as the one guy was getting tackled in the bunker. I guess she was a lady. I don't know. It was kind of hard to tell. She gets flat tackled. This cop just sprints about 10 yards and just nails her. Just takes her down. I mean, it's fortunately it didn't ruin the situation and the excitement of what was going on, because that was one hell of a final round, and certainly with Scotty winning, it was pretty special. But yeah, I just nothing surprises me anymore.
Come on, admit it. You have your No Golf on a Dead Planet shirt in your closet. You know you do, Carney. Listen, so I want to talk to you about this, okay? Because this is Joe and I were talking about this off the air, and it's kind of apropos to the craziness of what I think is going on that I don't think everybody really understands. Not with these lunatics. The money in this sport right now. This is just Carney, this tournament is just an average, summer tournament, and Scotty won $3.6 million for it.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's not average because it's $20 million.
Right.
It's one of their signature events. But I will tell you this: Travelers, embraced it when all this stuff with Live happened. The tour was trying to figure out what they did, and the tour went to these sponsors about being able to have these. They were elevated. Now they're signature events. I mean, Travelers has stood up and they take care of the families. They really put on a great show for the fans. I mean, it's other than Waste Management, they hands down have more fans than any other tournament on the PGA Tour.
But I guess my point is the money that the whole Live PGA Tour thing is about money. I mean, you see that type of money there. I don't know how if as a player, I don't know how you can say that's not what we're looking for, right?
Yeah. I mean, that's what it's come to. And still at this point, I don't know what's going on. Again, we heard rumors of it last week. I think there may have even been a meeting up there again. I don't know. It's unfortunate because one of the great things, and I've told you guys this before, I mean, one of the beautiful things about the professional golf and the PGA Tour is the effect it can have on the communities and generating all these charitable dollars. But you're right. I mean, it's, Scotty's won $27 million this year, winning 6 times. I mean, that's a pretty good deal.
Yeah, $27.7 million from the tour, and it's already beaten the tour record for earnings in 1 year by $6 million. And we haven't gotten to July yet. He's the first since Arnie to win 6 before July. And the other part of it, Carney, is that his $27.7 million is more than half what anyone else has made this year. It blows my mind.
Yeah.
Here are 2 more real quick, and we'll get you out. If you take a look at his run, just listen to this, people. At the Arnold Palmer, a win. The Players, a win. Texas, T2. Masters, win. Heritage, win. PGA, jail. The Charles Schwab, T2. Memorial, win. U.S. Open, shouldn't have shaved. Travelers, win. And then the other classic one is that Bennett Scheffler is 6 weeks old. This is his second trophy ceremony. That just blows your mind with this newborn in his hands.
He's playing twice more before the playoffs, so we know he's going to play. I think that's what he said. So I'm trying to think of what that would be. I guess the Olympics and the Open Championship. And I said, Scott, I mean, how do you, pretty big year. You're obviously your biggest prize is in your hands, but you're going to go across the pond and maybe another major, and then of course a gold medal. I mean, what would make anyone think he's not the favorite to win the gold medal?
Right.
Yeah, that'd be pretty special. All right, speaking of that, you're heading across the pond in a couple of days. You're heading over for the Scottish, so we'll be looking forward to that. Safe travels. I know you're going to have fun when you're over there.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, going to Ireland for 10 days, and then I'll go work the Scottish Open. So.
Text pictures, man. Text pictures.
Jealous. All right, Carney. Thanks, bro.
See you, brother.
You got it, guys. Take care. We'll talk to you soon.
All right.
So that's
awesome.
by the way, his so 27 million, you said?
Yeah, 27.
So his caddy, if he's making 6%, and you said it's anywhere between 6 and 8%, we'll go on the low side, 6%. Yeah. So for carrying Scotty's bag so far this year, he's made $1.62 million.
And by the way, Ted Scott is an accomplished guy and a guy who carried Bubba's bag for a long time, was a good friend of his. Scotty loves him. So, yeah. And if he's getting 6 to 8, he's going to get another bag at the end, depending on how it all shakes out. That's something else.
He should clear $2 million for being a caddy.
I'm glad you brought that up. Perfect segue. Denny Thompson is coming up next right here on XL Primetime.
The First Coast Honda Dealer Studios on 1010XL. Now, another classic moment in Jags history.
Brunell with time again, drills it deep, caught, touchdown, Jimmy Smith.
1010XL. Now you can watch 1010XL shows all day on X, Facebook, and YouTube. Brought to you by MyBookie. Experience Vegas from the comfort of your phone anytime, anywhere. Sign up today. Use promo code 1010XL.
Mia here, and we've all been there before. A weekend trip to the casino? Canceled because real life came calling. MyBookie's new and improved online casino is here to change the game. Dive into a truly realistic casino experience featuring the latest in slots, progressive jackpots, and live dealer action, all from the comfort of your own home. The live casino is so easy to use. Just go to MyBookie and click Live Casino at the top. You'll find live dealers ready to deal or spin just like you're at the casino. The MyBookie Casino provides a Las Vegas experience when the action's in the palm of your hands and you don't even need to wear pants. Start at MyBookie today with a generous sign-up bonus using promo code 1010XL. A revamped loyalty program ensures a host of exclusive VIP perks. Sign up and hit the casino with promo code 1010XL. The more you play, the more you win, only with MyBookie.
Friday on The Frangie Show. Tune in for the House Call segment brought to you by Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Rehab. Join the discussion as a JOI expert tells you about total knee replacements. JOI, where the pros go.
There's certain places if you go in, they got what you're looking for, like Gate Convenience Stores and Cold Modelo's. That's the ticket. Or get on the craft side of things with something from Bold City or Sweetwater. Hit the cooler at Gate, full of choices and all of them good.
Hey, it's Matt Hayes, and I know you've heard this before. Why is it so hot in this house? Well, summer's here on the First Coast, and those soaring temperatures can do a number on your AC. And when they break down, we need them repaired in hours, not days. This is where the good folks at Fenwick Home Services have you covered. Fenwick offers same-day 24/7 service, and if you need a new AC because yours is on its last leg or already broken, Fenwick has next-day installation. That's right, everybody, next day, and can keep your family cool and comfortable all year long. Now, here's the best part. Call Fenwick day or night, 24/7, and their expert technicians will get the job done and get it done right the first time. Book online now at FenwickHomeservices.com. That's FenwickHomeservices.com, and stay cool and comfortable all year long.
WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Don't make a bad call when it comes to servicing your home. Cooling off with a baby pool in the house to fix your air conditioning problem is a bad call. Trying to catch a wave in a flooded bathroom is a bad call. Using a burning electrical panel to make s'mores is a bad call. The next time something goes wrong, make a good call to Donovan.
Whether you need air, electric, or plumbing service, Donovan is always a good call. It's why we've been trusted by our customers for almost 40 years and why you can trust us to deliver fast, reliable service to your home. Donovan, always a good call.
Visit DonovanAC.com today.
What's changed totally inside and out? The Kuhn Flowers massive storefront, and yes, they've totally remodeled the showroom inside too. This is Frank Frangie, and the next time you drive by, stop and smell the roses at Kuhn Flowers.
Hey, it's Joe C., and if you're ready to upgrade your outdoor space, you need to go see CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living. You can check out several high-quality upscale models by American-made grills at their local showroom, or schedule a free home estimate at cssoutdoor.com.
Find your why in your next career move at the First Coast YMCA. Everyone can get involved and make a difference in your community at the Y. And if you'd like to turn your passion into a fulfilling career, the Y is an equal opportunity employer and is now hiring youth program leaders, lifeguards, swim instructors, and more. Plus, Y staff enjoy benefits including free YMCA membership and free childcare while you work. Find your passion, find your why in a career at fcymca.org.
This is Molly McDonald with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. The Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp take the series against the Memphis Redbirds yesterday after winning 7-6. The Shrimp started the game out hot with 7 runs in the first 3 innings. Pitchers Lou Walbert Arias and Emmanuel Ramirez tossed 2 scoreless innings to secure the win. Local sprinting stars fall short to make the Olympic roster for the 100-meter dash. Christian Miller, graduate from Creekside High School, finished 5th, with Stanton College Prep graduate Kendall Williams finishing 8th. Miller's Olympic dreams aren't over yet as he's a top prospect for the men's 4x4 100-meter relay team and will race again on Thursday to compete in the 200-meter dash. The Florida Panthers, who are still 1 win away from capturing their first ever Stanley Cup championship, fell to the Edmonton Oilers during Game 6 on Friday 5-1. The Oilers tied the series 3-3 and will meet tonight for Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Final. You can hear the game live on 10:10 a.m. at 7 o'clock. It's 94 degrees at 3 o'clock. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air Conditioning. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, the quarterback whisperer, Denny Thompson.
Okay, bring it in.
Brought to you by Tyson Sound and Security, security and automation experts, and George Moore Chevrolet.
1, 2. We got our dude, Denny Thompson, hanging out with us. First part of the 3 o'clock hour. It's XL Primetime, Mokama Beer Company Monday. Joe C., Matt Hayes, Big Searcy, and RJ, and Denny Thompson. Denny, how you doing, buddy?
I'm great. How are you?
We're great, man. We come out of the weekend with police storming 18 at the Travelers.
Amazing.
We got Game 7 tonight. Are you a hockey fan at all?
No.
I'm only a hockey fan when, like Leon and I and Matt agreed that if there's a cup on the line, we're paying attention. But
I had no idea Game 7 was tonight.
Well, you figure you got championship Monday night because Tennessee and Texas A&M are playing for a College World Series rubber game after Tennessee lost Saturday night, took the game yesterday. And then, of course, you got the Panthers in Edmonton tonight.
I am the most boring person on the planet, man. I came in and did 2 hours with Prosser on Friday, and I was like, I don't really know what you're going to want me to talk about because I only know about one thing right now. That takes everything I've got. So I don't watch sports that much, and I know Tennessee and Texas A&M are playing for the championship, but outside of that, that's about all I know right now.
The Gator fans, they have made the College World Series the most important thing in their universe.
That was fun, though.
Denny came in and was talking about the Panthers, Carolina Panthers.
Yeah.
Their new stadium deal is apparently for a new deal in 2046. So I had to look it up real quick. You were partly right.
Okay.
So they're trying to get and this kind of like dovetails with the Jags and what the Jags are doing with the new stadium here, the stadium of the future, is they're trying to get $650,000 from the city of Charlotte.
$650 million.
No, 1,000.
1,000.
Yeah, because it's not. Let me wait. No, it's million. What am I saying? It's a million. Sorry, it's million.
Oh yeah,
I'm as bad as you right now. So it's $650 million from the city, right?
We can build one bathroom.
$650 million.
Uh-huh.
Right, and the renovations will be done in 29. Now, part of that negotiation, this is the oddest thing ever. The agreement also comes with a 20-year non-relocation clause, which means that they're trying to get this thing where they will agree on a deal, a new stadium that will begin work in 2036 and be done by 2038 and be done by 2046.
It's
by
wild.
2046 or something like that.
It's wild. I saw it the other day, and I'm like, I've got to be reading.
So
this
hang
wrong.
on. The goal of these negotiations would have a brand new facility completed in time for the 2046 season, and the new stadium will start on or before April 1, 2037.
Yeah, I'm not voting on that.
What is that? You gotta be kidding me.
Yeah. Like tomorrow,
That's
the city
almost as bad as me
council
saying 1,000.
here in Jacksonville is voting for something that's going to happen much sooner than that. Thankfully.
I mean, but imagine even like putting that. Imagine releasing that press release. We're gonna. I mean, 2040. What 6?
Yeah.
Not only that, I'm like, I see like the architectural renderings of it. It's not that nice.
Especially by 2046.
Yeah, I mean, by 2046, it's going to be outdated.
Yeah,
by
they're
trying to keep
a couple
them
decades.
$10 billion by then.
It's like, listen, you ever seen Inside Job or Inside Man? With they hold the hostage. They're holding the team hostage.
Yeah.
That's what is happening here.
Maybe. All right, let's talk about Trevor's not holding the team hostage. In fact, he might have even made it a little bit of a more team-friendly deal in the way it's structured. And let's give Trent Baalke some credit on this one, Denny, is that he moved the numbers around where the cap percentage that he is basically counting against the overall salary cap is pretty favorable, better than maybe some of the other deals that are out there. So we talked with you last week whenever the deal had just been announced, the Friday before that. Here we are, another week removed. A lot of people still spitting opinions about it. He says he's committed to making sure that's to the side, and it's all about ball and making this football team better.
Yeah, I mean, I 100% believe that. This I think we talked about this. This money doesn't do anything for him personally right now. It doesn't change anything for him. I mean, he was already rich.
Yeah,
right? He was already living in a beautiful house and living a certain lifestyle and about football, and it's the same. This is grandkid money.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I mean, that's really what we're talking about here. Yeah. I mean, I think the biggest thing too. Modern day football players, quarterbacks, I'll say quarterbacks since that's what we work with. I mean, this thing isn't about paying your bills right now. This thing's about building generational wealth and owning companies and, with the hope one day of you're elite enough that in that world that you can own a football team, right? Like you look at everything that these guys do. I saw Caleb and started his own investment firm, right? Like Caleb Williams started his own investment firm. And so these guys are looking far beyond just what that paycheck says each week. And I can't imagine that anything other than just maybe a little toast at the Lawrence house happened. Like, I mean, it doesn't change anything for them.
Play on.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, listen, I totally agree with you on the off the field. But on the field, we just had a text to say Mr. $275 million. Yeah. So the expectations of Trevor Lawrence have been elevated on the field. Listen, he might live a nice, cushy life off the field, maybe beach time and champagne and caviar wishes, that kind of stuff. But on the field, he's going to be evaluated on championships. Is he not?
Yeah, no doubt. And I don't think you give a guy that much money if you don't feel like he's leading you closer to the direction of a championship, right? Like, I mean, let's be honest about this. You're not going to not give him the money because you're not going to find another Trevor Lawrence easily, period. But then there's a certain amount of money that you just have to give a guy that you feel is going to lead you to a Super Bowl or at least keep you in that conversation. And regardless of what happened last year, right now, here today, what is it, June 24th? We all are sitting here with expectations that the Jags are going to be playoff contenders, right? All four of us, right? Like if they're not in the playoffs, that's a bad year. Well, pre-Trevor and Trevor's first year, that never was happening in June. So it is inching closer and closer and closer to a perennial playoff team. That's the expectation, and 16 is the one that's been doing it. You pay him.
Yeah,
right. I mean, so what I said earlier in the show, and I want to get your thoughts on this as well, is he has this pressure on him now, this pressure that he's never had before, because it's the nature of the position, number one. And number two, the better a quarterback plays, the greater the margin of error for the rest of the team. Would you agree with that?
Well, yeah. I mean, the quarterback should make up for errors, yes, without a doubt. I mean, you have to. Not every offensive lineman is going to hold their block every play. Not every receiver is going to run the right route every play. You're the guy with the ball in your hand. I don't know that it adds more pressure, though. I know the outside noise.
How could it not?
Man, these guys already have a ton of pressure.
Right.
I mean,
I
don't.
True.
Yeah, I don't
the idea
know.
Of running each play, you mean? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know that this adds anything more to a quarterback's plate than what it did before. When they get into that game, there's already a million things going on. I don't think money ever crosses their mind, or I wouldn't think it does. Now, I understand what Leon was saying is there's fans now that's like, you're $275 million, and that ain't y'all's money anyway. Like, I know you buy the tickets and all that, but man, that's TV money.
Yeah.
He's getting that money whether you go to the game or not.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's just the game that we're playing, the world that we live in. They're in a high pressure, results matter environment already. I don't think this changes.
It's
that.
like if there's one more insult or punchline, they're going to add that to
Right.
it. In other words, if they're coming after him, they're coming after him. No
right.
matter what.
And Trevor's just going to kind of laugh about it while he's got $275 million.
Yeah.
I mean, and my point is, it's already pressure packed. I mean, I heard what everybody was saying about Trevor last year.
Yeah.
When he didn't have $275 million.
Yeah, exactly. They hammered him. All right, I want to make this point and see if you agree with it. And it kind of builds off of your point just a minute ago. This team hasn't won a whole hell of a lot or had a whole lot of success. So embrace it. Let's make this the 10-10 take, RJ.
Now, Joe C's 10-10 take. Slow smoked and served up by Sonny's Barbecue. Local pitmasters since 68.
3 o'clock hour is hit. If you're starting to get hungry and you don't know what you're going to do for dinner, just roll on through any one of your area Sonny's. They got it all figured out for you. They've smoked it slow, and they'll serve it to you fast. Make sure you check out any one of your area Sonny's. I got 2 stats for you guys. Daniel Griffiths is one of the guys who pointed this out, and it speaks volumes to how little has been accomplished in this city offensively, all right? Trevor is the only quarterback with multiple 4,000-yard seasons for the Jacksonville Jaguars, okay? That's number one. He's got to go 4,234 yards passing this year to pass David Garrard, third all-time in Jaguars history. So we're talking about a guy who's only been around in his 4th season, and he will move all the way up to third all-time. Add to that, Christian Kirk can jump with a 1,000-yard season from 17th to 4th in Jaguars receiving.
That's embarrassing.
History. That is the 10-10 take. Is that not unbelievable?
That's embarrassing.
Yes.
I mean, what's this, year 20?
This is 30,
No, this is year 30. I mean, that's embarrassing. The Christian Kirk thing, I get the Trevor thing because quarterbacks usually last a little bit longer, right? But the Christian Kirk thing, are you serious? He needs how much to do what now?
He needs 979 receiving yards to leap from 17th to 4th in Jaguars history. The only guys that would be ahead of him would be Jimmy and Keenan, Leon.
Bro,
and believe it or not,
have you seen the receivers after Jimmy and Keenan?
And believe it or not, Mercedes.
It ain't good.
Ain't good, bro.
In 30 years?
Yeah.
That's embarrassing.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so, honestly, you add those two together. So we haven't had a quarterback with multiple 4,000-yard seasons. And now you're going to have Christian Kirk make a leap of all leaps.
Right, and let's real quick say the multiple 4,000-yard season, you got to average 235 yards a game to get to 4,000 yards.
In today's 17-game world,
That's like nothing.
Yeah.
Well, you got to stay healthy, though. You got to stay healthy to do that. That's assuming 17 games.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Right.
And by the way,
I mean, that's
there, as things sit
you got to average 58 yards a game receiving to get to 1,000
to get there.
yards.
It's crazy. But they're already prepping. In other words, that 1,000-yard number's been in your head forever if you're a football fan.
Yeah.
But they're prepping the Players Association for an 18-game schedule. It's going to come sooner than later. And the numbers are going to go down even lower.
Yeah, that 1,000-yard, was that something offensive line-wise, like back in the day, that 1,000-yard rushing? Did y'all pay attention to that stuff?
You had to get something for that.
Yeah, well, we wanted to get our running back 1,000 yards rush, but more than anything, we wanted to lead the NFL in rushing.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
what about passing yardage? Was that a thing?
Passing yardage, yeah, we were okay with it. Yeah, we our mantle was running the football.
Mm-hmm.
That was the mantle of toughness, being able to run the football.
What did Brunel give you guys that 1 year as a gift?
He gave us chrome-plated 45 pistols with the Jaguar emblem on it and our name. pretty sweet.
Solid.
Yeah,
that's
what
solid.
you get when you win.
Yeah, that's when you get when you win, baby.
Yeah, that's solid right there. That's creative too. I like it.
And so honestly,
And that was for what? That was for hit 3,000 yards or something? What was that
I think
for?
it was for he made the Pro Bowl that year.
Okay.
I made the Pro Bowl that year, and Pro Bowl.
Did he throw for 3,000 yards in a season?
You may be right. He may not have.
He may not have.
He may not have.
No, his Blake threw for 4, and I'd have to go back and look, but his top touchdown number was 20.
Yeah.
20.
Yeah.
And they were dynamic back then.
The game has changed.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
game
and
has
Freddie was running
changed.
for a ton
And
of
Freddie,
yards.
I think Freddie, his rookie year, gave us. We got all the O-line got suited and booted. He got us. He got us custom made suits with some alligator shoes.
Yeah, he threw for 4,396.
Yeah,
Who?
so
Or no.
Brew.
4,300?
4,300.
Oh, wow.
yeah, but only
But then other than that, it was,
Yeah.
3,200 a year in 97. And it just went kind of downhill from,
and
3,600
by the way,
2,000.
Coughlin liked getting that ball down the field.
Yeah, he liked throwing the ball.
Yeah.
no
He
doubt about
loved it.
That scramble drill where Jimmy would slip off,
Oh,
hit him deep. Unstoppable. Unstoppable.
And it was the combination. And so, we talk about how Trevor knows he needs to fix a few things. Denny, that run game, if it is not there, he's going to face some of the same problems. And that run game comes from blocking up front, obviously, and the willingness to call those plays.
Yeah, I can't get out of my head the way they approached this offseason. I mean, they being the Jags, tried to re-sign Calvin Ridley, and then obviously went out and got Gabe Davis and didn't really do a whole lot offensive line wise, right? They brought in a center, right?
Yeah.
Nothing that says to me that they plan on running the ball more, though.
But, the only thing I would counter that with, and this may be total BS, but what we saw in OTAs.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. What we saw in OTAs, a lot of their base formations were too tight.
Okay, so changing personnel.
Yeah, so they were a stickler on running the football in the OTAs. Now, hopefully, that is going to transition to training camp and the season. But I saw a lot of base formation in OTAs. So, who knows?
Yeah, you're going to see a lot of 10 and 11 personnel
Guys.
by week 3, okay?
It was a teaser. I know, absolutely. It was a teaser.
Install.
But when we talk about these average yards per game, you can get to 4,000 and run the football over 17 games, Matty.
You can.
Yeah, but they have got to get bodies off of him. And
yeah, no doubt. Yeah, no doubt. I mean, I think there's a couple things going on here offensively for the Jags, and specifically with Trevor, I think, is when you're going into years 5, 6, 7, 8, you should be hitting your peak. And at that point, there's nothing really that a defense should be able to line up in that surprises you or that catches you in a bad play, right? And so your offensive coordinator, we talk about offensive coordinators all the time, but I feel like as you become more of a veteran quarterback, the offensive coordinator needs to be more and more out of the way, and he matters less and less. It's more of a formation call, more of a personnel call, right?
Okay.
And then if my quarterback's been in the same system, what is this, 3 years now?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he should know this thing like the coaches. He should be able to get it to the line of scrimmage. He should be able to look at what the defense is doing, and then he should be able to call his own play. Now, that's not going to happen, but he should certainly never be caught in a bad play, right? And I think that should be the next expectation for Trevor Lawrence is are you getting us in and out of protections? Are you getting us in and out of plays? Are we keeping the ball moving? Are we keeping the negative plays to a minimum? And if you can do that, then they'll win a bunch of football games.
Yeah, that really is the essence of it.
Now, I know you say he'll never call his plays, but there might be situations where could it be a play where it's a run and pass, and then Trevor says easy, 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 easy,
Absolutely.
easy. Yeah, so
absolutely.
So that's him taking charge of the play calling, so to say, because I know we had those kind of plays when I was with the Steelers, even when I was with the Jaguars. We would call 2 plays, it'd be a run and a pass play, and then based upon the defense and the formation or whatever they saw. If Mark knew it was a pass play, and then they said, Mark would say easy, 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 and then that would let us know that run play was going to be the play that we call.
Yeah, I mean, I think in today's game with so much nickel defense and the way that personnel can be, especially when you got a guy like Evan Ingram, like it should be easy to know when to run the ball, right? If you look out there and you see, a certain type of front with a certain number of people and they're in the nickel and it is a regular down and distance,
right?
It helps you to run the ball. Like you at that point, there's no reason to throw. And guys like Leon, they look at that front, and if they're throwing the ball against that front all game, I'm sure they get frustrated.
All right,
just hand the ball off.
You know what it was called, Denny? It was called check with me. Yeah. That was called check with me. We would run a pass play, and then the easy call, the check with me was when the quarterback say easy, and then it'll be the next play.
And I think every level, I think that's another thing that's happened with quarterback play and why these guys are able to play quicker in the NFL is every level is doing that now. Even in high school, there's a play call, and then off that play call, there's almost an automatic check that you have learned during the week or in the preseason or whatever, that if you get up there and the box count isn't ideal for whatever the call is, then you just check it.
Right.
But you can get confused with that because they can mess with box counts, they can roll safeties, things like that.
Recognition.
Trevor has seen enough though that now that you should not confuse him, and so now you should always be in a decent play, at least numbers wise.
Should. I love this.
Yeah. Should, right?
Should be.
The funny thing is, real quick, is Spur used to always say, everybody would say, what do you want most in a quarterback? He'd say, I want a quarterback that will walk up to the line of scrimmage and immediately know we're in the wrong play.
That's right.
And then know how to get out of it.
That's right. That's setting your teammates up for success. Right? If I've got a run play called and all of a sudden I'm looking up and they've got every gap filled and the angle's terrible, I can't expect to have success on that play.
Right.
I just can't do it. And same with the pass play. If I get up there and they've got a 5-man box for some reason, why would I throw? If that's an easy 4 or 5 yards, handing the ball off. And I think ETN's explosive enough that you want him to have the ball that much, or as much as you can get.
Beautiful segue because Tom Brady has this really good quote that I want you to hear coming up here in a second because it's either the things you do or don't do. Kind of like a little Garth Brooks unanswered prayers, all right? We'll do that coming up. Our man, Denny Thompson, the quarterback whisperer. If you've got a question, 641-1010. You can hit the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures. It is XL Primetime.
Buckle up. You're in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios with XL Primetime on 1010XL. Find your new Honda at your 8 local Honda dealers.
I don't want winners.
Who really wants to win?
Who's a winner? I said, who's a winner?
1010XL.
I want winners.
92.5 FM.
Winning feels good. I really like winning.
Why Arlington Toyota? All right, you've got to hear. Just drive to their lot and you will see that Arlington has a huge selection of new vehicles in stock in one location. No more driving around trying to figure out what you want. Arlington has it. And every new Toyota purchase comes with Arlington's lifetime warranty, unlimited time and miles. Plus, you now get 60 days to love your new purchase or exchange it, and Arlington's Credit Helper program to help get you financed. Shop arlingtontoyota.com today.
Hey folks, Rick Ballou here for John's Auto. They've been a staple in Jacksonville going all the way back to 1985. At John's Auto, they service all makes, all models, cars, trucks, diesel, you name it, they do it. Whether it's routine maintenance or a complete engine overhaul. Call John's Auto on Arlington Road. That's 904-743-3857 or go to johnsautomotivejacks.com.
This is what smart jewelry buyers have been waiting all year for at Beard's Diamonds. 0% financing for 5 years, 0 down on everything in the store.
At the St. John's Town Center or beardsdiamonds.com.
Don't buy anywhere until you shop Beard's Diamonds.
Clean air, cool air, both are extremely important. Trust Florida Home AC to deliver on both with their Remy Halo, the next generation of air quality technology. Call 777-4300 for Florida Home AC and breathe clean and cool air.
Brackish Vodka, a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars, is the smoothest local vodka you can find. Made right here in Jacksonville, Florida, 100% from corn, Brackish Vodka is the local gluten-free choice. Brackish Vodka, for those that live life slightly salty, a proud partner of the Jaguars.
Come try Argyle Restaurant's delicious Thin Mint Martini, featuring Brackish Chocolate Confessions Vodka.
Spend lunchtime with the ladies.
A meal and sparkling conversation.
Helmets and heels.
Mia O'Brien, Lauren Brooks, and Taylor Dahl.
Just behave, okay?
Switched on by First Coast Lighting and Fans on 1010XL.
Hi, I'm Kamiko, the founder of Miko's Hot Chicken. When we started our family restaurant, we were also raising a family. But let me tell you, it wasn't easy. Our Chase Inc. card was there to reward us on all of our business needs. Now we have a thriving location, and we're hungry for more.
With the Chase Inc. Business Unlimited card, you can earn unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase, so your business can go from here to possible. Chase for business. Make more with yours. Real business owners compensated for their participation. Cards issued by JPMorgan Chase Bank and a member FDIC. Subject to credit approval. Terms apply.
Hey, sports fans, this is Hayes Carlyon from MyBookie. Look, we've all been there before. A weekend trip to the casino canceled because real life came calling. Well, MyBookie's new and improved online casino is here to change the game. Dive into a truly realistic casino experience featuring the latest in slots, progressive jackpots, and live dealer action, all from the comfort of your own home. I love the live casino. The roulette is awesome. It's so easy and so much fun. Just go to MyBookie and click Live Casino at the top. You'll find live dealers ready to deal or spin, just like you're at the casino. The MyBookie Casino provides a Las Vegas experience when the action is in your hands. Start at MyBookie today with a generous sign-up bonus using promo code 1010XL, and a revamped loyalty program ensures a host of exclusive VIP perks. So sign up and hit the casino with promo code 1010XL. The more you play, the more you win. Only with MyBookie.
For lost or broken keys or nearly any make and model of vehicle, call 722-1111 for
Instant Keys. Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you.
Former Jaguars corner and first-year head football coach at Duval Charter School at Bay Meadows, K-12, Aaron Beasley here. Are you looking for an A-rated K-12 school prioritizing academics, arts, and athletics? Duval Charter School at Bay Meadows offers a rigorous curriculum to develop strong minds with an additional focus on growing good hearts. DCSB has been an A school for 8 years, and our tuition is free. Now enrolling. Apply at baymeadowscharter.org.
Joe C. for the Preferred Group, Preferred Roofing, Preferred Builders, a full staff of professionals that have been in this Jacksonville community for a long, long time, and they're ready to answer all those questions. And you know what it's like when you're making big decisions. Well, they can be pricey, but you also want to make sure that you get with the people that can take care of you and deliver on what you're paying for. So if you're thinking about a brand new home, a remodel, addition, you want to look around, it could be commercial or residential, you can trust Preferred Builders. Log on, preferredbuildersjacks.com, and don't forget, if you need a roof, you definitely need to check out preferredroofingjacks.com.
Was there ever a pope who was the pope more than once? The answer next.
Hurricane season is here, and now is the time to ask your agent about your homeowner's coverage. It's time to make the change to Southern Oak Insurance.
Our family protecting yours. Southern Oak Insurance.
Pope Benedict IX, who is 11 years old, is the only person to be named Pope 2 times.
Southern Oak Insurance. Our family protecting yours.
Hey, it's Matt Hayes, and the XL Primetime crew will be live at the all-new Leonard Truck Outfitters this Friday, starting at 2. Tons of cool giveaways, including a new golf cart. Join us at Leonard Truck Outfitters on Beach Boulevard this Friday from 2 to 4.
1010XL is presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. It's Mocama Monday on XL Primetime. Head to the tap room in Fernandina Beach every day that ends with Y and enjoy some Mocama.
They got the beautiful tap room set up there on South 8th Street and Wildlight with their satellite location. They're serving up that great craft Tuesday through Sunday, and you can find it on the shelves at ABC or Total. Just log on mocama.com and support a First Coast brewery. All right, we got Denny Thompson for another seg, and I'm setting this up. This is Tom Brady basically talking about both, well, all you guys, I'm going to say Leon can listen to this too and chime in on this, but just listen to it on how he describes making good decisions versus making bad decisions.
When I looked at the real field generals when I played growing up with that was John Elway, Dan Marino. Then you got to the Peyton Mannings and Drew Brees and Phillip Rivers. Like, that's all we tried to do. We tried to say, what's the defense doing? And how can we beat the defense on every single play? And then we'd come out of the game. That's how we would judge ourselves. Did I make the right call there? Not always did I make the right throw. Did I snap the ball into a defense that play would actually work?
That's the best description of quarterback play that I've heard. That's why, last year when people would try to use that game manager thing against Brock, it's like, what are we talking about? I mean, that's what you want. You want you want exactly what he just said. You want somebody that's going to give you the best chance of success every single play. And the defense is going to win sometimes, right? Like, I mean, it's going to happen, but you've got to be set up for success before you snap the ball.
Yeah, I mean, and just my history of dealing with quarterbacks is that it's got to be believable. You got to know that on a weekly basis that he's going to put you in the best position to win football games.
So just add to this. When you walked to the line of scrimmage and you knew what the play call was, like you said, you had options to get out of one thing versus the other. But did you look at an alignment and go, oh, crap?
No. I mean, because as an offensive lineman, whatever's called in the huddle, by the time you run to the line of scrimmage, you got 2 to 3 seconds to make a decision on what you're going to. And then if the quarterback says, like he said, if he checks it, then whatever you thought about doing, you got to recalibrate to do it something differently within the next 2 or 3 seconds.
So you committed. And that's kind of what you're saying, right? Is you got to have faith that quarterback's going to get you to the point to where you can commit to that play.
Yeah, that he knows what the hell he's talking about.
And it's not going to hang you out to dry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Protections is too, right?
That's that. It comes to the believable part.
Yeah.
If you've seen him do it so many times before, then you develop this confidence that he's got you in the best situation. Now, if you got a quarterback that has put you in bad situations and he makes a call, you be like, oh hell, here we go. But thank God I've never been in that kind of situation before. You know what I'm saying? So I've been in situations where I believed in the quarterback and whatever he called, it was going to be in the best interest of the team.
Now, if you have a weakness on your team, though, that comes into play too.
Yeah.
Like if all of a sudden the interior of your offensive line is not very good, I mean, the defense knows that. So they're going to give you a look and almost daring you to give those guys a little bit more responsibility. So, I mean, you got to be smart with it.
Yeah, it's funny. I wish I could explain this properly, but nothing drives me crazier than when you're watching and you see a right tackle, let's use Leon's position as an example, and 2 guys come to the line of scrimmage, and one is either straight up, head up, and one's, shading him, and you're like, he's got to make a decision. There's nobody else there. Running back's not picking him up. And it just drives me crazy.
Well, it depends on are we talking pass protection or are we talking run block?
Well, you would have to assume it's pass protection.
If it's pass protection and the guard's uncovered, all right, and the back's to the left, then I'm calling big fan. That's letting the guard know that I'm kicking out to the widest guy, and you got my guy that's straight up over me. Those are just the instinctful type of things that we talk about in practice.
And there's, exactly. There's a lot of protections too that, like if you want to go old school, base level slide protection, well, that doesn't start until past the guard inside eye, right? So in that scenario, you should be fine. What really you got to worry about is if you look over there and you've got that and you've got a backer that looks like he may blitz. Now you're in trouble.
Right.
Or you've got an inside backer who's part of a stunt. Now you've got some issues, and that's that next piece that I think all quarterbacks, I'm not talking about Trevor specifically, but all quarterbacks have to walk up to the line and they have to go second level with it, another layer deep into it. We look good on the surface, but what's that guy doing and what's that guy doing? And that don't make any sense the way they're lined up over there. Right? That's the things I think you start to pick up on.
Well, here's the thing that the Steelers used to do. The Steelers used to do, because the Steelers ran an odd front. All right, so they had the nose and the 2 guards were uncovered. And if they knew you had slide protection, which means if there's a guy on me and a guy outside of me, right, they would walk a backer up in front of the guard. Because now we got to decide whether we're going to big fan it outside or I'm going to stay on my guy, and the guard's got to check this. He's got to check that backer, and then he's got to get out to that outside backer. So it's a little
games.
That's all it is. It's games.
Yeah, and I wanted to ask you about this too. And I've been told this many times by many different coaches. All things being equal, if a play is blocked, 80% or more, 90% of the time, the quarterback's going to find somebody and complete a pass.
Yeah.
The problem is the defense find ways to get around and through that block scheme, whatever it is. That's what a quarterback's got to deal with.
Man, we talk about this. You talk about play callers. You talk about getting the right play, and all that stuff's important. But once you snap the ball, the only thing that matters is execution. Like that is it. And the defense already has an advantage, being basically 11 on 10. But then I would argue,
and they can move.
Well, and I would argue though that the good offensive coordinators should realize that I can make up for that pretty easily through different motion shifts, pulling guards, whatever it is. I can dictate the numbers, but I've got to execute, right? And there's some plays that, I think of like old school counter, yes, that works numerically, but man, it puts a ton of stress on 1 or 2 offensive linemen to hold their ground, or the whole play is just blown up. So you got to have those dudes. You can't just draw it up. Those guys have to execute and win their individual matchups too.
You can have any play you want that you think is going to work, right? But at the end of the day, if you can't block Aaron Donald, you got a problem.
Man, listen.
That's right. That's
I think this is, obviously anybody who's ever coached like in high school, you watch film and it's a really good team and you look at the way that they line up, you're like, oh, we can block those guys up. And you make yourself believe that till you get there, and then you realize those guys are just better than your guys. Yeah. And it doesn't matter what you draw up, that guy's whipping my guy. But if that's a consistent problem in the NFL, that's an issue.
And that's what happened last year.
Yeah.
Right, that's what happened last year.
You got dogs that you got to be accountable for because Ray Lewis, when he first came into the league, okay, anything sideline to sideline, Ray going to get it. All right, you run outside zone, you run toss, crack, whatever, sideline to sideline. So what do? We said, okay, we can't outflank this guy. Well, you know what we're going to do? We're going to run at Ray. So we ran at Ray. We ran all our stuff we had dives, we had zones, we had everything where we could just get on that because Ray didn't have no horses in front of him. Mm-hmm. All right. Now, once he got the horses in front of him, once he got Sam Adams and Saragusa, once he got the horses, then you can't run that Ray Dobo.
And they combined 700 pounds.
Yes. Yeah. But, when we first came in the league, first 2 years in the league, we ran at them. I mean, and I think about, from 96 to 99, when we played the Ravens, we never lost. We beat them every year. We swept them, whatever. So, that's
wild.
So that was the notion that, but once Ray got that help in the middle, you're not coming off double teams.
So let me give you a Cliff's Notes version of this conversation. Everybody has a plan until they get punched in the mouth.
That part right there. Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Especially interior-wise. I mean, if it's an outside guy, if you can't block him, you can read him, like that type of thing. But man, if they're just better than you up front, if those front three are just better than you,
on your middle three,
man, you're in trouble.
That's what happened.
There's no way around that, is there, Leon?
They're not.
I don't think you can run.
I think the best middle three will probably be in Kansas City.
Yeah, I think
they're far and away the best middle three in the NFL.
All right, Carson Beck, any of the other guys we need to know about? Everybody's doing great. They're just chilling right now.
No, nobody's chilling. It's working now. It's basically. All these guys will get a couple of days off next week for 4th of July or whenever that is. Mm-hmm. But outside of that, man, it is basically football season. In fact, we got a busy week here, and then I'll leave at some point, either late Thursday or Friday, to head out to Louisiana for Manning. Okay. Manning Passing Academy, and Carson will be out there, and a couple others will be out there.
You tell Arch maybe to just work his way in the starting lineup at some point.
Right. When you get back from that, it's football season.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it really is football season at that point.
Carson will be out there helping with
They have like a little camp counselor thing, but I think the reason, and you do that, of course, that's you want to give back, but the time that you get to spend in the evenings with the Mannings and with the other college quarterbacks, and just the stuff that you get to learn there is invaluable. Yeah, you definitely want to do it, and it's a good time too.
Yeah. All right, love that, man. That's awesome. Denny Thompson, you can find him, Denny_Thompson, 6 points here in town. And, of course, the quarterback whisperer. Thanks, dude.
Yes, sir.
All right, we keep it rolling until 4 o'clock. We got a couple things that we'll get into left over from this 20th ranking that Mike Florio put on your Jacksonville Jaguars.
Cruising with XL Primetime in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios on 1010XL. It's like hearing the ice cream truck in your neighborhood.
I'm your ice cream man, stop me when I'm passing by.
1010XL.
On my mind, I'm your ice cream man, stop me when I'm passing by.
Your sports talk, ice cream man.
All my flavors are guaranteed to satisfy.
Frank Frangie here for Stanley Pools. You know, pool design has come a long way, and if your pool is outdated, Stanley Pools specializes in bringing older pools up to date for the whole family to enjoy. That's why I did it a few years ago, and man, I love the way my pool looks now after we added travertine pavers and so much else. Stanley Pools has been serving our community since 1988. So call them today at 269-7277 or find them online at StanleyPoolsFL.com. That's Stanley Pools, a family tradition of fine swimming pools.
Get this thing unwrapped here.
Praz, what in the world are you doing working on your Duval?
That's right, Dan. I really identify with Duval.
You live in St. Johns County, knucklehead.
I mean the Duval sub, the Dailies Dash Duval. Turkey, ham, melted cheddar, and habanero jack cheeses. Lettuce, tomato, crispy and fresh, like me. I'm sure there's a Dailies Dash sub that sums you up.
The boss.
Because, of course,
oven roasted beef, Munster cheese, roasted mushrooms, caramelized onions. It's the boss of all subs. Only available for me.
That's just not true.
What do you mean? I walked in the other day, screamed, "You know it!" and said, "A boss for a boss."
Well, no matter who you are, there is a Dailies Dash sandwich or sub for you.
Go find yours. They may even make you a boss.
I'm sure they will, because it is Dailies Dash.
Where more is better.
And you got that right.
PRP treatment is kind of the thing these days, and in many cases, it eliminates the need for surgery. This is Sheridan Tootin, and my experience with PRP from Southeast Orthopedic Specialist has been nothing short of great. I'm really feeling much better now. Ask your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist doctor about PRP treatment.
This is Dr. Kevin Murphy with Southeast Orthopedic Specialist, where athletes are treated like pros.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
It's time to elevate your game night. Head to Best Bet, your premier destination for poker, card games, and hospitality. With locations in Jacksonville, Orange Park, and St. Augustine, we have a seat ready for you. Whether you're a seasoned poker player or just starting out, we have you covered with poker games of all limits and easy-to-learn games like Ultimate Texas Hold'em. And it's not just poker. With delicious dining, lively bars, and big screen events, there's something for everyone at Best Bet. Visit bestbetjacks.com to learn more. That's bestbetjacks.com, and ante up for fun.
Rick Ballou for Carlson Dental. You know, I've been telling you this for quite some time because it's true. I hate going to the dentist, or at least I used to hate going to the dentist. I had total anxiety, and then I tried sedation, light sedation for cleaning and deep sedation as well for cavities and root canals. Folks, it's an incredible experience. So don't be nervous. Don't be scared. Go to carlsondentalgroup.com. That's carlsondentalgroup.com for all of your dental needs.
This Date in Sports History is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On June 24, 1979, future all-time leader in stolen bases, Rickey Henderson made his major league debut for the Oakland A's, stealing his first base.
Visionaries, builders, and doers. Are you ready to change the world? Miller Electric is your opportunity to shape the future. Miller Electric is leading the charge in electric vehicle technology with our state-of-the-art EV Innovation Design Center. We're working to create a sustainable future. We're also the proud partners of the Jacksonville Jaguars, powering their performance at the brand new Miller Electric Center. Miller Electric, we provide competitive pay, unbeatable benefits. Apply today. MillerCareers.com. Miller Electric, an equal opportunity employer.
Your Jaguars game day, your way. Whether you want to see a division rival like the Titans, an NFC North opponent like the Packers, or a mix, deciding on your favorite matchups has never been easier with Bundle at the Bank.
Touchdown, Travis Etienne!
Get tickets to 3 or more games starting at just $58 per game. It's as easy as pick, pay, and play. But seats are selling fast, so visit Jaguars.com/tickets or call 904-633-2000.
Roland Reese Plumbing, one of the great stories for me because I needed them and they were there. And that's how simple it is. A plumber, you call them when you got a leak and you can't wait a week. Roland Reese came through. My water heater was just on bust, and it was leaking out, and he said, don't worry about it. We've got what it's going to take to get there stat. They were in there within a day's time, replaced a big old water heater, made sure I had warm water. I wasn't taking any cold showers. They can do it for you as well. 24/7 emergency service available where quality and experience count. Remember, log on plumbingjacksonville.com and check out Roland Reese Plumbing.
I'm here with Clayton Bromberg of Underwood. What is a gemologist?
Frank, that's a good question because gemologist is a generic title that can be used by anyone, whether they have any gemological training or not. There's also a graduate gemologist, which is somebody that's taken the gemology courses of the Gemological Institute of America and received a diploma. Then there's a certified gemologist of the American Gem Society. They've received the graduate gemologist diploma, have worked in the jewelry business for a minimum of 3 years, and are tested by examination once a year to re-win the certified gemologist title. There's one other aspect that certified gemologists have that others might or might not have, and that's the accredited gemological equipment to be able to make the right grading calls on diamonds and other gemstones. At Underwoods, we have an American Gem Society accredited gem laboratory that our certified gemologists work in, assuring you the quality and value you deserve.
That's Underwoods, Florida's longest-standing member of the American Gem Society in San Marco, Avondale, the shops of Ponte Vedra, Underwood Jewelers.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. The Weekend Rewind. Brought to you by Cycles of Jacksonville, the big boy toy store for big boy toys.
Cal Stark hits a 2-run home run 409 feet to extend Tennessee's lead.
2-2 to start. Curley off of first. 2 down, top 8. That ball is driven to left field. He's watching. So's everyone else. It's out of here. Cal Stark, the 9-hole hitter. The catcher hits his 11th and opens it up for the Vols. His first hit here in Omaha.
Max Scherzer ties Greg Maddux on the all-time K's list.
A 1-2 pitch. There's a strikeout of Renfroe. And that ties Max Scherzer with Greg Maddux for 11th all-time on the all-time strikeout list.
Scotty Scheffler wins the Travelers Championship.
Scotty Scheffler comes out of the chaos in Connecticut with another tournament title.
Edwin Diaz is ejected before the bottom of the 9th after a sticky stuff check by the umpires.
Back here at Wrigley, Carlos Mendoza coming out because Edwin Diaz has just been ejected. Big Carapazza there between Diaz and Mendoza. He's the crew chief. They inspected him for the sticky stuff and didn't like what they found. And he has just been thrown out of this game.
You're out of here. There you go. Some craziness over the weekend. The Weekend Rewind brought to you by Cycles of Jacksonville. If you would like to rewind your weekend because you didn't have any fun, well, head on over there. They're on Atlantic near Regency, and they are in the boat business along with the 2-wheel, 4-wheel fun that they can deliver, and Honda boats along with their big pontoon boats from Scout. Check them out. Cycles of Jacksonville. All right, so you heard some of the crazy stuff over the weekend. Like we said, Aaron Judge is continuing to mash the baseball. Braves and Yankees, very good series. A lot of good stuff in the baseball world. Who wins tonight, Maddie? Tennessee, A&M, as the Aggies and the Volunteers are trying to play for their first ever baseball College World Series title.
The Aggie staff is worn out right now, and the ball's they just play monster ball.
Yeah, because they averaged, what was the number? Going into this final, they averaged 10.3 or 10.6 runs per game.
I think they had hit like 170 something going into the tournament, not the College World Series, the actual tournament. It's just some ridiculous number.
Right.
But that's what they do, and I mean, they kind of hurt themselves in that first game. A&M won the game, and A&M had the better game, but the Vols did not play well in that first game. I mean, Tennessee is the better team. They're clearly the best team in the country.
Before they knocked FSU out, Leon, 10.6 runs for FSU, 10.3 runs for Tennessee. I mean, and that is college baseball.
It is.
In a nutshell. Who you like?
I'm gonna go with the Vols.
Yeah.
Got the bats.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
I'm
listen.
Go with the Vols.
The son-in-law, the son-in-law power rankings are always up for grabs.
Right.
And young Joey, he went way up when my beautiful daughter Isla came in last week without him. He's like, honey, go visit your family. So up in the power rankings. And then Jordan, he's all fired up for Tennessee, trying to get him to win a natty. So if he does win, I might move him up in the power rankings. I'm not sure. I'm not exactly sure where I'm at with that. The Oilers, Panthers.
Mm-hmm. I got root for Florida now.
Yeah, it's hard not to. TLD and I were talking the other night. I'm like, Edmonton? I don't think so.
It's not just Florida. It's almost America, is it not?
Well, my bro, my Hermano, lives down there. And so Hermano's like, come on, man, root for these Panthers. Because he was there all the way back when Van Beesbrook and all those guys were there. And they were skating to a Stanley Cup with the Rats and everything like that. So he's been rooting for them for a long time. So it's not hard for me to root for the Panthers.
Bring more rings to the state.
Yeah, exactly.
Even if it's in hockey,
You'll take that.
I'll take it.
And so we'll be chanting FLA, FLA, like they chant SEC. Is that what you're saying?
I guess.
And I haven't paid too much attention to it, but the ones I have seen, pretty good theater for Edmonton to climb back in there. And Connor McDavid, they showed some stats last week, the parallels of Connor McDavid in an Edmonton Oilers uniform to Wayne Gretzky. Number 99, the great one, versus number 97. Anyway, the comparisons just in terms of goals scored, points, Hart trophies, it's insane how close they are.
Well, hasn't it been 30 years since the Panthers have been an organization?
93.
Yeah.
93 last time.
93?
It was
About 30
Canadians
years?
won it.
Oh, okay. No, I'm saying the Panthers as an organization has been in existence, about 30 years, right?
Yeah.
About 30.
Much more than that.
Yeah, 30 years. Jacksonville, you don't know this.
Yeah,
we don't know
exactly. Yeah, that's a good point. But, the thing is it for whatever reason, and I don't even remember how they put the teams together back then, whether they were given any advantage or not. Jacksonville and Carolina kind of got a little bit of an advantage when they first came in with the way they stocked their draft picks and their ability to sign, which allowed them to be competitive quicker. But, yeah, Carolina's made it to the Super Bowl twice. When we start talking about these numbers, which we'll get into a little bit more tomorrow, what Kirk can do and what Trevor can do if they go forward this year, there's a lot of underperforming teams that this franchise has had. These fans have had to endure with this franchise. All right, let's hit it, RJ.
Now, the cool down with Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing, keeping Jack's cool since 1987.
Well, my take today is the power rankings. Jaguars sitting at 20 right now. I mean, it's well deserved. I mean, there might be a couple of teams that there should be over, but this team last year about this time was top 10. There was a lot going into this season after the way they performed last year, and a lot to do with the reason why they ranked 20th is because the way they imploded down the stretch. So they got a lot of proving this year.
Yeah, my takeaway is, we talk about it all the time. Trevor's got to have a better year, but I think it's this kind of thing, this Pro Football Weekly, Pro Football Talk, whatever you want to call it, ranking. That should serve notice to all those guys over there, all of them. That there are very few people out there that believe in that.
Yeah.
And if you need something to get you motivated, and I know Leon always says all the time, if you're playing in the NFL, if you're not motivated by your job and your money and your status, what are you going to get motivated by? But I think there could be a little extra oomph. You start seeing stuff like that.
My takeaway is I went to the memorial Saturday morning, Swisher Gym, JU for Uncle Dave, David Lamb, and Alex. I'll give Big Al, one of my dudes, a lot of credit for bringing it all together so the whole family could be there. He and Thomas, David's wife, Ellen, all the family, bro, who I hadn't seen in a long time, grandkids, they were all there greeting everybody. Saw a lot of people that were part of the fabric of Jacksonville and know what David did back in the day. And so he's the OG for me when it comes to sports radio. We heard a lot of great stories, had a lot of laughs, some tears. There's no question about that. But just knowing that he was, that it was a memorial and a celebration, as Big Al put it, that's for sure. So one more time, we were able to pay our respects and say, we love you, Uncle Dave. We're done. Mocama Beer Company, Monday. We say thanks to them. You can enjoy a cold one Tuesday through Sunday. They serve up that craft right there in the tap room. And then also their Wildlight location, coffee every single day of the week. And then if you're out and about and you want to just check out Mocama, just log on mocama.com or head to Total or ABC and check them out. We are done. Joe C., Matty Hayes, Big Searcy, and RJ. We turn you loose for the Frangie Show. Coming up next.